Hey coin lovers! Welcome to the Worth Old Coins channel, your place to discover the hidden value and rare facts about old coins. In today's video we're revealing the top 6 valuable coins, and one of them might just be in your collection. So don't skip this video, let's find out their real worth. Top 1. The 2021 Dime belongs to the long-running Roosevelt Dime series, which began in 1946 to commemorate President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Leader of the United States during the Great Depression and World War II, Roosevelt's tireless efforts in founding the March of Dimes to fight polio inspired the Treasury to place his portrait on the 10-cent piece. By 2021, the series had already celebrated its 75th anniversary, making every current-date coin part of a living numismatic tradition that stretches across more than 7 decades of youth's monetary history. Mint identification. The small letter D on the obverse is the mint mark for the Denver Mint in Colorado, a facility known for its enormous output and high mechanical precision. Coins from Denver circulate nationwide, but are sometimes prized regionally because the mint's presses dies, and quality control methods can yield coins with sharply struck details and brilliant luster when found in mint-state condition composition and technical specs. The 2021 Dime follows the clad coinage standards established by the Coinage Act of 1965, a copper-nickel alloy outer layer bonded to a pure copper core. The official composition is 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, giving the surface its silvery appearance while keeping costs low. Each coin weighs 2.268 grams, measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter, and is about 1.35 millimeters thick. The edge carries 118 fine reeds, which deter clipping and provide a distinct tactile feel for people identifying coins by touch. Obverse design. The front shows John R. Sinek's left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, modeled from photographs and metalwork done shortly after the president's death. Around the rim are the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year 2021, with the designer's initials, J.S., tucked at the base of Roosevelt's neck. The Denver D mint mark appears just to the left of the date, a tiny but critical detail for collectors cataloging by mint location. Reverse design. The reverse, also by Sinek, is a compact allegory of American ideals. Torch stands in the center representing liberty and enlightenment. To the left is an olive branch for peace, and to the right an oak branch for strength and independence. The encircling legends read, United States of America e pluribus unum, Latin for out of many one, and one dime. The balance of these elements gives the coin a classical yet modern appearance that has endured with only minor refinements for decades. Mintage and circulation. And 2021, the U.S. Mint struck well over 1 billion dimes at the Denver facility alone, contributing to a nationwide total exceeding 1.6 billion pieces across all mints. Such a high mintage means the 2021 D is readily available in everyday commerce, ensuring that almost every roll of dimes from banks or businesses will contain examples. Its abundance keeps the face value at 10 cents for most circulated coins. Collecting considerations. Although common in worn condition, the 2021 D becomes more interesting to numismatists in mint-state grades. Collectors look for coins with full original luster, no contact marks, and sharp details. Particularly in the torch's horizontal bands, third-party grading services such as PCGS and NGC award a coveted full torch (FT) designation when those bands are perfectly struck and unbroken, a feature that commands a noticeable premium over ordinary strikes. Market value. Typical circulated pieces are worth face value, 10 cents. Uncirculated coins in MS-65 or MS-66 can sell for a few dollars each, while superb gems in MS-67 or higher, especially with the full torch designation, might reach $20, $40 or more at auction. Rare mint errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies can fetch higher sums depending on severity and demand. Handling and preservation. If you intend to keep a 2021 D-Dime as a collectible, avoid cleaning or polishing it, since that can permanently scratch the surface and lower its grade. Instead, handle it only by the edges and store it in inert holders like mylar flips, hard plastic capsules, or archival quality coin albums. Keep the coin in a cool, dry environment to prevent tarnish or spotting over time. Numismatic significance. While not rare, the 2021 D-Dime illustrates the endurance of classic American coin design and the efficiency of modern minting technology. T also marks a period when the U.S. Mint operated at extremely high capacity to meet nationwide coin demand during the post-pandemic economic rebound, giving it historical context beyond its modest face value. The America 1 Dime 2021 D is a copper-nickel Roosevelt Dime struck at the Denver Mint, embodying over 75 years of continuous design heritage. It features Sinek's iconic portraits, standard clad specifications, and a mintage exceeding 1 billion pieces. While ordinary examples circulate for 10 cents, pristine, sharply struck coins, especially those with full torch detail or striking mint errors, hold extra appeal for dedicated collectors. Top 2. The 1985 P dime is part of the United States' long-running Roosevelt Dime series, a design introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Roosevelt had guided the country through the Great Depression and World War II and had championed the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, so the 10-cent denomination was a fitting tribute. By 1985, the coin had already been a familiar sight in American pockets for nearly 40 years, spanning decades of economic change and improvements in minting technology. Its continuation into the mid-1980s reflects the stability of modern U.S. coinage and the enduring popularity of Roosevelt's portrait. 2. Mint identification. The small letter P beneath the date marks the coin as a product of the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia began placing a P on dimes only in 1980. Earlier Philadelphia dimes carried no mint mark, so the 1985 P represents just the 6th year of this now standard practice. The mark not only tells you where the coin was struck, but also helps collectors separate it from the year's Denver and San Francisco issues when building date and mint mark sets. Physical specifications. Like all dimes struck after the Coinage Act of 1965, the 1985 P is a copper-nickel-clad coin. Its composition consists of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving an overall makeup of roughly 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. Standard dimensions include a weight of 2.268 grams, a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters. The edge is reeded with about 118 fine grooves, a traditional anti-clipping measure and a tactile cue for people identifying coins by feel. Obverse design. The obverse, designed by John R. Sinek, features a dignified left-facing bust of President Roosevelt. Around the portrait you'll find the inscriptions, Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, the designer's initials JS, and the date 1985. The crucial P mint mark rests just above the date. Despite being struck in enormous quantities, well-preserved examples often show crisp hair detail on Roosevelt's head and strong lettering when the dies were fresh. Reverse design. The reverse retains the same balanced symbolism introduced in 1946, a central torch of liberty, an olive branch for peace on the left, and an oak branch representing strength and independence on the right. Surrounding these are the legends United States of America, E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, and the denomination 1 dime. The arrangement is both compact and enduring, which explains why the mint has never felt compelled to redesign it. Mintage and circulation. Philadelphia produced roughly 1.38 billion 1985 P dimes, an immense output that guaranteed widespread circulation across the nation. Because of this huge mintage, most examples you encounter in pocket change today are worth only their face value of 10 cents. Nevertheless, the issue is an essential component for collectors assembling a complete Roosevelt dime set. Collecting and grading. Collectors focus on mint state coins where the goal is to find examples with blazing original luster and no distracting marks. Third-party grading services such as PCGS and NGC award the coveted full torch FT designation when the horizontal bands of the torch are fully struck and show complete separation. High-grade FT coins are much scarcer than ordinary uncirculated pieces and command higher prices. Market value. Circulated, generally only 10 cents its face value. Uncirculated, MS 63 to MS 65, typically a few dollars. Superb gem, MS 67 or higher, especially full torch, often $20 to $40 or more, with exceptional specimens occasionally bringing higher bids. Mint errors, off-center strikes, doubled dies or dramatic planchet flaws can sell for significantly more depending on rarity and eye appeal. Handling and preservation. If you wish to keep a 1985 P dime for your collection, handle it only by the edges to avoid fingerprints, never clean or polish it, and store it in inert holders such as Mylar Flips archival quality plastic capsules or acid-free coin albums. Stable, low humidity conditions help maintain the original surface and luster. Numismatic significance. Although not rare, the 1985 P dime stands as a representative piece of late 20th century U.S. coinage, reflecting the mint's high-volume production capability and the enduring design that has now spanned generations. For collectors, it offers an accessible entry point into the Roosevelt series and serves as a snapshot of American coinage during the mid-1980s. Summary: the America 1 dime 1985 P is a copper-nickel Roosevelt dime struck in Philadelphia with a mintage of about 1.38 billion pieces. It carries Sinek's classic obverse, the torch olive oak reverse, and the P mint mark. Common in circulation but prized in top mint state grades or with dramatic errors. It remains a key date for anyone assembling a complete run of modern Roosevelt dimes. Top 3. The 1986 D dime belongs to the Roosevelt Dime series, first issued in 1946 to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the nation's leader through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's strong connection to the March of Dimes polio campaign made the 10-cent coin a fitting tribute. By 1986, this design had already been in continuous production for 40 years, demonstrating the enduring popularity of Roosevelt's portrait and the stability of modern U.S. coinage. Mint mark and production site. The letter D beneath the date identifies the coin as struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. Denver has long been one of the U.S. Mint's high-volume workhorses, producing billions of circulation coins each year. The D mint mark helps collectors distinguish it from the 1986 coins made in Philadelphia, P, and San Francisco, S, used on proof issues. Composition and physical specifications. Like all post-1965 dimes, the 1986 D is a copper-nickel-clad coin. Its outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving an overall composition of about 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. Standard specifications include a weight of 2.268 grams, a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.35 millimeters. The edge is reeded with roughly 118 grooves, a traditional anti-clipping feature and a tactile aid for quick identification. Obverse design. The obverse features John R. Sinek's left-facing bust of Franklin D. Roosevelt, unchanged since the coin's 1946 debut. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1986, with Sinek's initials, J.S., tucked at the base of the neck. The small D mint mark sits just above the date, a key identifier for collectors. Reverse design. The reverse continues Sinek's balanced symbolic arrangement. A torch of liberty in the center, an olive branch to the left representing peace, and an oak branch to the right symbolizing strength and independence. Encircling these are the legends United States of America, E pluribus unum, out of many, one, and the denomination one dime. The design's simplicity and clarity have helped it endure for decades without change. Mintage and circulation. The Denver Mint produced approximately 1 billion dimes dated 1986, ensuring that the 1986 D is abundant in circulation. Because of this high mintage, circulated examples remain common in pocket change throughout the United States, typically worth only their face value of 10 cents. Collecting and grading. Collectors focus on uncirculated pieces in mint state, MS, grades. Coins showing bright original luster, minimal contact marks, and sharply defined details, especially the horizontal bands on the torch, are the most desirable. Third-party grading services such as PCGS and NGC award a full torch, FT, designation when those bands are fully struck and separated. A hallmark of superior dies and striking pressure. Market values. Circulated coins, generally worth 10 cents, their face value. Mint state coins, MS 63 to MS 65, usually a few dollars each. Superb gems, MS 67 or higher, especially with full torch, can bring $20 to $40 or more depending on market demand. Errors and varieties. Off-center strikes, double dies, or dramatic planchet flaws can command significantly higher premiums depending on rarity and eye appeal. Handling and storage. If you wish to preserve a 1986 D dime for your collection, handle it only by the edges to avoid fingerprints and never clean or polish it. Cleaning can leave hairline scratches and sharply reduce value. Store the coin in archival quality holders such as mylar flips or hard plastic capsules, and keep it in a cool, dry environment to maintain its original surface and luster. Numismatic significance. Though common, the 1986 D dime serves as a snapshot of late 20th century U.S. coinage, illustrating the Mint's ability to produce huge quantities with consistent quality. T remains an essential date for anyone assembling a complete Roosevelt dime set and offers an inexpensive yet historically meaningful addition to a modern coin collection. Summary. The America 1 Dime 1986 D is a copper-nickel Roosevelt dime struck at the Denver Mint. With a mintage of roughly 1 billion, it is plentiful in circulation and usually worth face value. But pristine mint state coins, especially those carrying the coveted full torch designation or notable mint errors, are attractive to serious collectors seeking high-grade examples of every date and mint mark in the Roosevelt Dime series. Top 4. The 1995 P dime belongs to the Roosevelt Dime series, first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II left a lasting legacy. Roosevelt's role in founding the March of Dimes made the 10-cent coin a natural memorial. By 1995, the design had been in continuous use for nearly half a century, representing an unbroken tradition in U.S. coinage. The mid-1990s also marked a time of advanced minting technology, with computer-aided die engraving and modern presses that improved strike quality and consistency. Mint mark and production site. The small letter P below the date indicates the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, America's original minting facility and still one of the highest capacity mints in the world. Philadelphia first began using a P mint mark on dimes in 1980, and by 1995 it was standard practice. The P distinguishes this coin from its Denver minted counterpart, marked D, and the San Francisco proof version, marked S. Composition and specifications. Since the Coinage Act of 1965, all circulating dimes, including the 1995 P, have been copper-nickel-clad coins. Outer layers, 75% copper and 25% nickel. Core, pure copper. Total composition, about 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel overall. Weight, 2.268 grams. Diameter, 17.91 millimeters. Thickness, 1.35 millimeters. Edge, reeded with approximately 118 fine grooves, providing both tactile identification and protection against clipping. Obverse, front, design. The obverse retains John R. Sinek's classic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left. Surrounding the bust are the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the year 1995, with the designer's initials, J.S., positioned at the truncation of the neck. The P mint mark appears just above the date, a tiny yet vital detail for collectors cataloging by mint. Reverse, back, design. The reverse continues Sinek's enduring symbolic trio, a torch of liberty flanked by an olive branch, peace, on the left and an oak branch, strength and independence, on the right. Around the rim run the inscriptions United States of America, e pluribus unum, out of many, one, and one dime. This arrangement has remained unchanged since 1946 because of its balanced, instantly recognizable aesthetic. Mintage and circulation. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 1.125 billion dimes dated 1995, ensuring abundant circulation across the United States. Because of this large mintage, most examples you find in pocket change today are worth only their face value of 10 cents. Nevertheless, it is an essential date for collectors who seek a complete Roosevelt Dime set. Collecting and grading. While common in circulated grades, the 1995 P dime becomes appealing to collectors in mint state, MS. Condition. Numismatists look for coins with full original luster, no major contact marks, and sharp detail, especially on the horizontal bands of the torch. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC award the coveted full torch, FT, designation to coins where these bands are fully struck and clearly separated. Such coins are scarcer and command higher prices. 8. Market value. Circulated, typically worth only $0.10. Uncirculated, MS 63 to MS 65, usually a few dollars. Superb gem, MS 67 or higher. Full torch often $20 to $50 or more depending on eye appeal and demand. Mint errors or varieties. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, or dramatic double dies can sell for significantly more, their value depending on rarity and severity. Care and storage. For collectors, proper handling is essential. Hold the coin by its edges to avoid fingerprints, never clean or polish it. Cleaning leaves hairline scratches and reduces value, and store it in inert, archival quality holders such as mylar flips or hard plastic capsules. Keep it in a stable, low-humidity environment to maintain its natural luster. Numismatic significance. Though plentiful, the 1995 P dime represents the steady evolution of U.S. coinage and minting technology in the late 20th century. It showcases the enduring appeal of Sinek's design and the mint's ability to produce enormous quantities with exceptional uniformity. For collectors building a comprehensive Roosevelt Dime collection, the 1995 P is a necessary and historically meaningful piece. Summary. The America One Dime 1995 P is a copper-nickel-clad Roosevelt dime struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a mintage of about 1.125 billion. It carries Sinek's timeless obverse and the symbolic torch olive oak reverse. While common and worth face value in circulation, pristine mint state coins, especially those with the full torch designation or notable mint errors, offer added interest and value for serious numismatists. Top 5. The 2001 P dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt Dime series, First released in 1946 to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, along with his pivotal role in creating the March of Dimes to fight polio, made the 10-cent denomination an appropriate memorial. By 2001, the design had been in continuous production for over 50 years, showing the enduring popularity of both Roosevelt's image and the coin's balanced symbolism, mint mark, and production. The small p beneath the date identifies this coin as a product of the Philadelphia Mint, America's oldest minting facility and still one of the busiest in the world. Philadelphia began adding a p to dimes in 1980. By 2001, it was standard practice. The mint mark distinguishes it from the year's Denver issue, D, and the San Francisco proof issue, S. Composition and specifications. Like all circulating dimes struck after 1965, the 2001 p is a copper-nickel-clad coin. Its outer layers are a blend of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving an overall makeup of roughly 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. Standard specifications include a weight of 2.268 grams, a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters. The reeded edge carries about 118 fine grooves, a traditional safeguard against clipping and a tactile aid for visually impaired users. Obverse design. The obverse bears John R. Sinek's left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, unchanged since 1946. Around the bust appear the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, the date 2001, and the designer's initials, J.S. The P mint mark sits just above the date. Well-struck examples show sharp hair detail on Roosevelt's head and clean bold lettering. Reverse design. The reverse continues Sinek's enduring allegory, a torch of liberty flanked by an olive branch for peace on the left and an oak branch for strength and independence on the right. Encircling the design are the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, and one dime. This balanced composition has remained unchanged for decades because of its clarity and symbolic resonance. Mintage and circulation. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 1.14 billion dimes dated 2001, ensuring abundant circulation nationwide. With such a large mintage, most examples remain common and circulate freely in everyday commerce, typically worth only their face value of 10 cents in worn condition. Collecting and grading. Although plentiful, the 2001 p dime becomes interesting to collectors in mint state, MS. Grades. Numismatists seek coins with bright original luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp detail, especially on the horizontal bands of the torch. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC award the coveted full torch (FT) designation when those bands are fully struck and clearly separated, a feature that can increase a coin's desirability and market price. Market values. Circulated coins generally worth $0.10. Mint state examples: MS 63 to MS 65, typically a few dollars each. Superb gems, MS 67 or higher, particularly with full torch, often sell for $20 to $50 or more depending on demand and eye appeal. Mint errors or varieties, off-center strikes. Broad strikes or doubled dies can command significantly higher prices, with value determined by rarity and severity. Handling and storage. For anyone wishing to preserve a 2001 p dime as a collectible, proper handling is essential. Hold the coin only by its edges to avoid fingerprints and natural skin oils, and never clean or polish it. Cleaning leaves hairline scratches and reduces numismatic value. Store the coin in inert, archival quality holders such as mylar flips or hard plastic capsules, and keep it in a cool, dry environment to maintain its original surface and luster. Numismatic significance. Though common, the 2001 p dime represents a snapshot of early 21st century youth's coinage, illustrating the mint's ability to produce enormous numbers of coins with remarkable consistency. For collectors assembling a complete Roosevelt dime set, it is a necessary date and a reminder of the design's enduring appeal more than half a century after its debut. Summary. The America 1 Dime 2001 p is a copper-nickel-clad Roosevelt dime struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a mintage of roughly 1.14 billion it. Features Sinek's timeless obverse and the classic torch olive oak reverse. While most pieces are worth only face value, pristine mint state examples, especially those with the coveted full torch designation or dramatic mint errors, offer additional interest and value for dedicated numismatists. Top 6. The year 1975 found the United States in the midst of economic turbulence marked by high inflation, shifting global markets, and the aftereffects of the Vietnam War. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint continued the Roosevelt Dime series it had begun in 1946 to honor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd president. Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and his instrumental role in establishing the March of Dimes made the 10-cent denomination a fitting tribute. By 1975, the design had been in service for nearly 3 decades, and the coinage system was firmly set in a copper-nickel-clad standard that had replaced silver dimes in 1965. Mints and mint marks. Dimes dated 1975 were struck only for regular circulation at the Philadelphia and Denver facilities. The Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, a tradition that persisted until the P mark began appearing on dimes in 1980. Denver coins bear a small D to the left of the torch on the reverse. No business strike coins came from San Francisco that year except for proof coins. The 1975 S-proof dime was produced in the San Francisco Mint's specialized proof presses, exhibiting mirror-like fields and frosted designs intended for collectors. The missing 1975 No S-proof rarity. Among the most famous modern U.S. rarities is the 1975 No S proof dime. A tiny number of San Francisco proof dies were mistakenly prepared without the S mint mark. Only a handful of these coins escaped into the annual proof sets before the error was caught. Today, certified examples of this No S proof are worth tens of thousands of dollars and rank among the key modern American coinage treasures. Physical composition and specifications. All 1975 dimes are copper-nickel clad. Each coin consists of an inner core of pure copper sandwiched between 2 outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving an overall composition of about 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. They weigh 2.268 grams, measure 17.91 millimeters in diameter, and have a reeded edge with roughly 118 grooves. This clad construction was adopted in 1965 when rising silver prices made the traditional 90% silver alloy impractical for circulation. Obverse design. The obverse continues John R. Sinek's left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Inscriptions include Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1975. Sinek's initials, J.S., appear at the truncation of the neck. On Denver coins, a small D mint mark sits just above the date. Philadelphia coins show no mark at all. Proof issues from San Francisco usually have an S, except for the extremely rare No S variety. Reverse design. The reverse is a balanced arrangement of 3 classical symbols, a torch of liberty at center, an olive branch of peace on the left, and an oak branch of strength and independence on the right. Around the design are the legends United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 dime. This design has remained unchanged since the coin's debut in 1946. Mintage figures. Approximate mintages are impressive. 587 million dimes from Philadelphia and 585 million from Denver, with about 2.8 million proof coins from San Francisco. These large numbers mean that ordinary 1975 dimes are plentiful in circulation and generally worth only face value unless in exceptional condition. Collecting and grading. Collectors focus on mint state, MS, examples with sharp detail and bright original luster. High-grade coins certified MS, 67 or MS, 68 full torch indicating complete horizontal bands on the torch can bring a premium. Proof coins graded PR, 69 or PR, 70 deep cameo are sought after by enthusiasts of modern proofs. Of course, the standout is the legendary 1975 No S proof, whose rarity makes it one of the most valuable modern U.S. coins. Market values. Circulated coins, roughly 10 cents their face value. Mint state coins, MS, 65 around $2, $5 to high-grade MS, 67 or better with full torch, $20, $50 plus. Standard proof coins, about $4 to $6 depending on grade. 1975 No S proof rarity, often $350,000 or more, depending on auction and certification. Care and storage. Preserve a 1975 dime for the long term. Handle it only by the edges and avoid cleaning, which can permanently reduce value. Store in inert holders, mylar flips, or hard plastic capsules kept in a cool, dry environment to maintain the coin's natural surfaces and luster. Summary. The America 1 dime 1975 is a copper-nickel Roosevelt dime struck in enormous numbers at Philadelphia and Denver, with proof issues from San Francisco. While common examples remain everyday pocket change, the year is numismatically famous for the 1975 No S proof, one of the great modern rarities commanding 6-figure prices. Collectors prize high. Grade mint state coins, proof strikes with deep cameo contrast, and of course any example of the legendary missing mint mark proof, making 1975 a standout date in the long Roosevelt Dime series. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.